Good evening, everyone, and very warm welcome. I request Vinay to please start the session.
So, good evening, everyone. Myself, Vinay, Head Operations, Jamshedpur Management Association. On behalf of JMA, uh, am I audible?
Yes, Vinay.
Yeah. So, on behalf of JMA, I welcome you all for another session on Enriching Life series. So, as we have seen in the poster, so today we have uh, Miss Archana Parikh, uh, and her which is the title is your signature can tell you if you are good at what you do. So I would now introduce our today's speaker, who is in like a visionary leader, a constructive and structured strategist, a motivational speaker. She has an inherent ability to optimally allocate human resource by quickly identifying potential and allocating the person to the right task using diagnostic tools like handwriting analysis, signature analysis, drawing analysis, mandala analysis, color analysis, and DMIT. Combining it with NLP, chromotherapy, graphotherapy, chakra healing, emotional health techniques, access bars as modalities for one-on-one therapy. She has also worked with individuals and corporate like Boehringer Ingelheim, Kanakia Builders, K. Himani Builders, etc. She has used these tools to improve relationship between couples, parents, and children too. Her integrated techniques ensure she provides a holistic approach to improve the lives of a clientele. She is also secretary of Mumbai Graphologist Society and promotes the beautiful science of handwriting that reveals a person's behavior traits, emotional health, and expert for betterment of the future. So I would now request to please, ma'am, take the session forward.
Thank you, Vinay. Thank you for a beautiful introduction, and congratulations to JMA for conducting such wonderful things where people get, to learn and to grow. So happy to be here and part of this. So yes, people, we are here to understand or rather decode our signatures, and like we know, so let's have an interactive session. In case when I start the presentation, if there are any questions or anything that needs to be told, just let me know, because I might not be able to see through the screen. So just Asmita or Vinay, if you can take that over, and let me know if there is something as a question or something that needs to be explained more. Yeah. So thank you for that. And yeah, today we're going to understand how signature actually is very important. So just give me a moment as I start my screen.
So, till the time ma'am is sharing the screen, I would like to welcome our President, sir, President Jamshedpur Management Association, Mr. Chanakya Chaudhary. He's also joined the session. Welcome, sir, and thank you for joining.
Thanks, Asmita. I actually wanted no one to see that I am watching this because this subject is very interesting, and I thought let me also be in the audience to kind of understand this whole, how the whole science or the art works of understanding writing and signatures. So please go ahead with the session.
Surely. Thank you, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
We can go.
So Asmita, is the screen visible?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. So what we're going to understand is what is signature. What, according to, I mean, what you say is the definition of a signature. What is it that you say? Why do you say that signature is important? So, and if any of you who can, kind of let me know that. Is your signature unique to yourself? Is it important? Why is it important? Anything, any thoughts on that? Anybody would like to share? Okay. So I assume that you are all eager to understand it more than kind of interact. So okay, let me just take it forward. Signature is important and unique because it is your representation. Your representation where you are absent or even present in person, your signature is way more important and is accepted as one, you know, as you in any transactions that need to be taken place. So it is kind of a written proof or a kind of a seal, as we say. The earlier, Maharajas had seals, which they put on their letter, which was that, okay, this person is saying this and that is why it is important. So the person who is signing his signature is, it's like yahi final hai, the type of a kind of thappa or a mudra that we say. So now, as we understand that signature is also a part of our personality and has been probably influenced, through life from people we were either in awe of or we desired to be who these people who are our role models. So we've kind of taken it, from them. We've copied signatures similar to theirs, or we've designed it that way, or something on those lines. And we've spent hours when we were a little younger to actually have a beautiful signature. So the funny or the amusing part is that in case you go to a bank for a withdrawal, and it's now that your signature is holding more value than your presence is, and it allows you to complete your transactions too. Of course, there is a lot of upgradation that is happening. Times are changing, but then that signature is of a lot of value. So definition of a signature, as per the dictionary, is a person's name written in a distinctive way as a form of identification in authorizing a check or document or concluding a letter. Now, this is what the dictionary says. But then, where did this come from? Or, when I was learning this and I was understanding details of it, it's like, uh, uh, it comes from the word from the word sigma, which means something used to indicate the summation of a set or series. So your entire persona, inclusive of all the personality traits, all that you hold as a person, it's that part of you. It is that aspect of your character that is being presented to or perceived by another person as this is who you are. So can we say that in short, that signature or signature is that part of you that is the summation of who you portray yourself as a personality towards people, towards others, in your organization, wherever you work or whatever you do. So why are we here even today? So here, the purpose of this session is to make you all aware of the profound meaning attached to your signature. Why is your signature so important, like we said earlier? And the more you become aware, the more it helps you or leads you to create success in life. Now we all want to be successful, right? Isn't it? So uh, from your signature, we can understand that what is it in your signature that is a roadblock or something that is restricting or limiting your success. So, like I said, it's your representative in your absence for all transactions to take place. Now, before we begin, this is just a short session as an introduction to for y'all to understand how to decode signatures and how to understand what are the essential aspects of a signature that one needs to look at. But also, we need to understand that this is only one part of an entire science called graphology, which contains handwriting and signature together. Okay, so we just taking the signature part to make it easier for us to understand what is our public image or how people perceive us. Now that means it is not the entirety of it. We are just taking one part, but then it is so interesting that it will definitely make you want to learn more things also about this. So based on this one session, again, a kind of caution that do not go immediately changing things, or connect to someone who's a graphologist. Maybe someone but do whatever you do with a little proper guidance from people. So what, according to you, are parameters of success? Can we share, or can we have it on the...
I think someone needs to speak and give answers to what she's asking. Maybe I will take the lead and answer, Chanakya, this side, that
Yes,
parameters or indicators of success, though they are personal to every individual, nevertheless, some society acclaimed norms would be typically, if you are working in an industry or a company, then how do you reach the higher levels of hierarchy or organization? It would also mean, to some people, it is more of a status of what kind of designation you hold. If you are on your own, if you're running a business, then the success of your business is linked to the revenues and the top line and the bottom line that you create, and so on and so forth. So I think every individual success would be differently defined. But
absolutely,
if I have to go in a very philosophical plane, then I'll say, if it makes me happy what I'm doing, that's a success for what I stand for.
Agreed. So yeah, so people, in case y'all are shy to come on and speak on mic, y'all can definitely put it on chat box. So I see someone who's put up as growth, happiness. Yeah, can we also go into a little more deeper details of what would be the attributes of success? What would lead you to success? And thank you, Chanakya ji, for taking the lead. Yes, absolutely. When your sign becomes your autograph. Integrity. Good. Yeah.
Maybe hard work.
Good. Great. Hard work. That's a good answer. Yeah. Integrity is another one, which is right. Vision of excellent. Yeah, you can keep adding. So yeah, till now we've gathered quite a few, but let us understand a little more. Positivity, of course. Where do we start from? What is it that we can start, and where? So let's just look at that. Yeah, is this visible?
It's still loading, but I think it will. Yeah, now it is visible.
Yes,
Yeah, is it?
Yeah, ma'am.
Great.
Yes.
Okay, thank you for that. Yeah. So if we see parameters of success, there is so much, right? There is patience, there is excellence, there is determination, there is hard work, as someone mentioned, integrity, persistence, performance, even the ability to take failures. Again, being disciplined about it, having that attitude over it. But where do we begin from? So first parameter, according to my point of view, is leadership, like being the driver of one's own life. And then, of course, like we said, integrity, decision making, honesty, teamwork, flexibility. So all of that then comes together. But first, you have to be your initiator, right? You have to be that starter to the key. Henna. So that is how we kind of take leadership, and that requires a person to have a lot of other aspects also. So let us look at a little more in detail of this. So where do you see that leadership quality? We see it somewhere where there is, a legibility in signature. There is this, the first letter of your signature is a little higher enough than the other letters. There is this ability to take leadership. And when you are taking leadership, it is also about, a person to have that clarity of thought. Now, where can we see clarity of thought is where we can see it in the legibility of the signature. because a leader needs to be very clear with the vision. Like someone mentioned, a vision has to be there. But if the vision is unclear, can the person actually go forward? So are we seeing people like, I've taken up certain actors and certain famous personalities, so making it more interesting and at the same time easier for us to letter is considered to be a thought. So now when we say that each letter is considered to be a thought, how is your flow of thought? Is it legible? Is it all chaotic and illegible? So when your thoughts are clear, your letters will be very, very clear. Also, when we see letters together, each has a separate meaning. Now, when we put it all together in a certain sequence, it becomes a word. And that word holds a total meaning of that person or whatever the person is writing. So, the first point here, as we said, is clarity. And that clarity comes from legibility, which is in the writing. So if we see a few more signatures, when you see the signature, you can understand whose signature it is, or you can relate to the persona of who that personality is. Now, this person who has a good, initial letter, that self-esteem will be good. As I said, that person will have that self-start or that initiative taking ability within them. So they know what they want, where they want to go in life, how they want to do. So the vision is very clear. And when the vision is very clear, then the journey becomes even more interesting and better. But then if you allow another person to take the driver's seat, what will happen? That person will drive the way they want to. It could be risky. It could be, somewhere a threat to your own life. You may not agree or you may disagree with some of their ways. And then there would be a time when you would really want to jump out of that wagon. You don't want to sit in that wagon anymore. And that is the reason why that leadership and that clarity of thought is extremely essential, which is visible in the legibility of the signature. Yeah. So, people who have grown in their lives and have this clarity, also with that comes clear communication, because now they know what they want in life. And most importantly, they have actually dropped the temptation of taking those quick and easy ways and gone through the actual way that they need to reach the place they want to. Yeah. So what we need to understand here is that a point here is that no single trait is independent, and hence as a graphologist we always check for all the traits together that either enhance or dilute the legibility of that entire signature. Now, as we have only an hour with each other, I will not be touching the details of anything at the moment. I'll give you a fair outline so you have enough as a takeaway to understand, okay, where is it that you can really bring in these changes, or what is it that you can do to help yourself, or if there is something which is not working for you, you can at least pinpoint that this could be a probable hurdle in your journey forward. Okay. So, as I said, no trait in handwriting is good or bad. There is, if it appears in your writing, means it is there as part of your life. If it appears in a signature, means it is a part of your life, and it has worked for you. Hence, it is there in your life, right? So it's not that it was good earlier and now it has become bad. It's just that there were certain maybe bends you took in life, or certain things that worked and now they are no longer working. So it's time, like, see, every time you keep upgrading your phone, right? It's not that the old phone you stayed with it. No? You had the Nokia phone with just the digits and the numbers, and then you kind of shifted to the smartphone, so you upgraded yourself. Here also, what we forget is we keep those things, not realizing that they are no longer working for us. We fail to drop them, we fail to let go of them, and that is the reason why in our upgradation those things become our hurdles. And that is where life becomes either stagnant, or you feel it's not moving forward, it's not being carried forward, something like that. Now, when we talk about having clarity of thought, if there is something that you don't know, you don't know it. And it's okay. We don't need to have pretenses here that, oh, I don't know this, how will it look, how will it, what will people say? You have to have the gumption of saying that, okay, I don't know this, but I'm willing to find out. I'm willing to learn. And that is what makes you the leader also, right? So each one of us has to be the leader of our own lives, isn't it? When we talk of illegible signature, any idea whose signature this is? Yeah?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So this
Donald
is the
Trump.
signature.
Pranab Mukherjee.
Yes.
Pranab Mukherjee.
Correct. No, it is Donald Trump, as rightly pointed out by someone. Yes, it is Donald Trump. And do we know what he made of his life and what's happened to him? And do we see the amount of illegibility? So difficult to even understand now that he's written Donald Trump here. It's just like something has been scribbled. So these people
Yes.
just scribble their signature. And we will always see them in a hurry, or in that state of carelessness, just wanting to move ahead. It's like they have an agenda of not wanting to show certain aspects of their life. They don't really want to talk about it. They don't want to really show things. They're not. I'm not saying that everybody needs to be transparent, but there is a certain level of transparency when we talk of integrity, right? So that is required, isn't it? And what did we see? We saw Donald Trump's life as president. So what happened? What happened? There was so much of unclarity. It was all unclear, na? He didn't want to even say when COVID happened. He didn't even want to address it as COVID. He kept saying it as a Chinese, disease. He was that, isn't it? There are so many things that he did without any reasonings. So there are certain good aspects to him also. He is a very good businessman. But then what happened? It didn't work for him, right? In comparison to the few legible signatures that we saw, that's still working for such people. We don't know where this person is going. So, another factor to note here is, since there is a scribble, this person will easily shirk the responsibility, and you cannot really, catch him. They don't want to be held responsible. They just want to put the blame on everything else. Like we saw Donald Trump doing, na? He kept putting it onto the Chinese. He kept putting it onto other people. So, as I said, this is one part of him. This is not the entirety of him. But then what happened? Did it really work, or it worked against him? So now do you think that this is really a sign of a very successful person? So though they may be successful in certain ways for a short period of time, but overall then what happens? And again, what do we do with clarity, with leadership, with taking the clarity of thought? It has to be such that you know your path. You've already formed, and then like at least the next few steps. Because without clarity, or the person will be like, मैं इधर जाऊं या उधर जाऊं, बड़ी मुश्किल में हूं, किधर जाऊं? That would be a dilemma for this person, isn't it? So with clarity, if a leader is able to create or get a platform to showcase their skills to the outside world, wouldn't it be like a sone pe suhaga? Isn't it? So when you want to showcase your skills, or when you want to put it out to the world, normally where would you do it? Like today, I'm here, I'm on this platform, right? When you are enacting something, you are on a stage in an auditorium. So there is a platform which gives you a height, which gives you a level of a leverage. And that in signature comes from underscores. So like we said, these are a few examples of illegible or scribbled signatures. You cannot make head nor tails of what this is. So when we spoke of platform, we see it in Saina Nehwal, we see it in Priyanka Chopra's signature. These people got that platform to showcase their skills, right? So there's always a stage put up, so everyone can see you, can see that speaker till the very end, and this is the value an underscore adds to your signature. Now, again, it doesn't mean that if you don't have an underscore in your signature, it's bad or it's not working. No, someone who has it gets those opportunities to showcase that skills with these platforms. It just comes to them easily. Others may have to struggle for it a little, or they may have to take a longer route. But opportunities come to these people. We saw a film being made on Saina Nehwal. We've seen Priyanka Chopra's life go through, ups and downs, but she always found something where she could, be there right in the face and, be recognized as at what she is. So, when you have this platform, when you have this underscore, it is like that stage or that what you say, kind of stage for you to kind of put up yourself up there and kind of drive a certain confidence within you to be there and showcase, to be there and put yourself out so that people know what you do. So is underscore the only thing? No, it isn't. Certain points to avoid, underscore in underscore is also two underscores, one below the other. Because then what happens is now there's a platform and then there is another platform. So what happens is you are becoming dependent on this platform below. And that kind of puts a dent in your confidence because now you are depending on someone or something to face the world. You need a support or a crutch to move up and move forward and to have that kind of a show of being confident. So this is something that you can avoid because it kind of puts a dent into your confidence. It kind of puts a dent into your leadership quality, into a clarity of the thought that you could have, because now there is a dependency, right? Also, what can we avoid? We can avoid underscores going backwards. So from the last letter, it is going backward, or you call it a trace back. So what happens when it is going backward? Now, what these people, end up going back on their word because of a certain reason that comes up. It's not that they want to, but then there will always be something that will come up, and then they cannot keep their word, or they cannot maintain that word that they have given, or some action needs to be, taken. Also, they will find it difficult to let go of things associated with their past because you see them going back. Like in handwriting, we say that the left is associated with your past. So now they are going leftward. But writing goes forward, right? You write from left to right. So that is the direction of going forward. Here you're going backward. So if you have kind of started a journey from A and you have reached S, now you're going back again. So then that journey would become a waste, right? Or you would have to redo things. So, do you think then this person can really, really be successful in terms of how we see the worldly things? Because people who are successful move forward more. They carry the lessons of what they learned in their past, but then the journey is always forward moving. Sometimes things where the cursor is pointing, it's incomplete. The R here, it's not touching the stem. Here again, this B in the last signature. What happens when you do not complete your letters? Somewhere you are leaving an open space. So it's like, you have a pot and then there is a hole in it. Will the water that you fill in that pot remain? Or you'll have to keep refilling and keep refilling and keep refilling all the time. So what happens is people who leave letters incomplete kind of find it difficult to, sustain the things they create, because eventually it's all slipping by. उनको लगता है मैं इतना सारा कर रहा हूँ and then suddenly everything just वो रेत मुट्ठी से कैसे फिसल जाती है, it just slips by when you have these open from down letters. So somewhere completions are very much required, because these kind also make you impatient, and a person who is impatient, who is in a hurry, will miss out certain details. Doesn't that happen? Sometimes when we are in a hurry, we just forget a few things. So what happens? Your energy is being, kind of drained. You're feeling tired by the end of the day. And people who go through these kind of things, where you're drained, you're exhausted, you're tired, do you think then they will really, really be able to take it forward from there? There's hardly any energy left, right? So all these factors gradually and slowly lead you away from success. So, in case they are present in our signature, we need to take a moment and complete the entire letter and not leave it incomplete, and be alert to it, so that you can help yourself to reserve your energy, to have that energy through the day and not let it go down the drain. So like I mentioned, again, any changes in signature require proper working on the corresponding mindset, because whatever I'm telling you now, of course, there are a few pointers that we are discussing. At the same time, you will need a supporting therapy for a specified duration, though, under a person who has done handwriting, who is a good signature analyst, who has your wellness as their priority. Because it's signature is a combination, as we said, right, of your entire persona, the correct characteristics of what you possess, combined with the kind of work you do. All of it needs to be looked holistically. But understanding that these are the few pointers which are coming in our way is extremely beneficial to understand. Are you being successful, or is it kind of hampering your success? Another thing that you can avoid is this extra large initial. Now, do you see whose signature this is? Are you able to identify? Anyone?
Amir Khan.
Yes.
Amir Khan.
Correct. Amir Khan. Now, what do we call Amir Khan? A perfectionist?
Yes.
Right? And what happens to his movies? It takes years to correct. Isn't it?
Yeah.
So he'll go for takes and retakes and takes and retakes and retakes and retakes, and just going round and round the bush. And it takes almost 4 to 5 years for his one movie to get complete. उतने तक अक्षय कुमार के 10 movies आ गए, right?
Right.
So it's not that it's a bad quality, but again, does it really require so much? So when I said that your first initial needs to be a little taller than the other letters, but this is extremely large first initial. It's almost 4 or 5 times larger, na? It needs to be 2 or 2.5 times larger. So that would be approximately good enough for you. But then such large signatures, it's like, it can create a lot of delay in whatever you're doing, because now you want to overlook everything. And it's not only overlook, you want to relook also, because if we see, there is an underscore that is going back and then it is going forward, right? So it's
Right.
going to left and then it's going to right. Hai na? So again, double, triple, 4 times, how many times is he repeating what he's doing? That we see in his retakes, isn't it?
Right.
So can we see how evident it becomes of how the persona works or that personality works just from the signature? It's interesting, right?
Right, ma'am.
Great. So as we said, like these extra large signatures, an extremely initial first letter, when the writer has this in comparison to the handwriting script, as we are saying, it is seen as more of a show off, an exaggeration. Because what the person is doing is actually hiding their true feelings. So we see Amir Khan do a movie and then he's jumped on to the next movie. He's not bothered whether that movie is, he'll do everything for the marketing and all of that. I'm not saying no to that. But then he's jumped on to the next without even, being content or having that satisfaction of completing something. So here one tends to exaggerate when one is feeling inferior within, isn't it? That is one of the qualities. That is what happens when your true feelings are being put up. And therefore, sometimes even to the point of absurdity, and it boasts about the, imaginary achievements. Somewhere people may then find it, naam bade darshan khote. It can really, really kind of, your own self-esteem, your own self-image is kind of being punctured from within. Why do you want to look at or redo the same thing again and again and again? What is really pushing you to do that? Kind of makes you think of what is this person actually, or where is this person actually going? Is there as much clarity as that person is showing to have? So though from the signature we can make out it is Amir, but then what is actually behind all of this? And thus, what is happening is that these people lose track of their goals. That same goal, which could have been achieved in maybe a year or maybe 2 years, now takes 5 years to achieve. So what is happening in the way then? It's keeping you, keeping you back, right? From what achieving that kind of success that you could have.
Yes, ma'am.
So can we say then this also a kind of thing that could be avoided, or rather corrected if it is existing? Then there is something called encircling or illegibility in the last part of the signature. When there is encircling, what is happening is this person is kind of putting themselves in a shell, and also dependent on another person. Like we see this person. Who is this person? Can you point out?
Anil Ambani.
Anil Ambani.
Yeah, Anil Ambani. So Anil Ambani was completely dependent on whom? His mother. His mother had to take certain decisions for him. At the same time, we see that the signature is going down. And we saw his downfall, right? So though he has a upper going underscore, the signature itself is going downward. Plus his A is completely encircled. So these people then, after a point in time, they do something where they have to go inside a shell. Another example is Michael Jackson. If you see the Jack, or the half part of Michael and half part of Jack is in a circle, where they have to put up a facade and hide behind things. Isn't it? So somewhere again, encircling in a signature is, going back into a shell, because you think people will think something about you or people will say something about you. or you end up doing something where people start pointing fingers at you, and then you have to go back and recede into that shell. So somewhere then you are not able to express yourself fully. And then what happens? You say something like, oh, you need a hat, and the other person hears you're a bit fat. And as Einstein says, that if you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. And that is what happens with people who have encircling and illegibility in their signature. So they find it difficult to express themselves, or they feel that they are misunderstood most times because they haven't explained it well enough or haven't kept it simple. Because now to come out of that shell becomes a little difficult for them. So we learned a few things about having the confidence, having the clarity of thought, being the leader in your, and being in the driver's seat, avoiding illegibility. So then what is the short method of being successful? First is, like someone said, see your goal. You need to have that vision. You need to understand the obstacles that could come in the way or are already in the way. You need to create a positive mental picture for yourself so that you can explain it to your entire team or the people who are with you. You need to have that great self-esteem within you. You need to have that initiative qualities, where you clear your mind of all self-doubt. You're willing to embrace the challenges. You're willing to stay on track and not go back and forth. And therefore, then you can show it to the world that you can do it. So, a quick recap: have a clear and legible signature, have a straight underscore, avoid incomplete letters or open from down letters or encircling in letters, avoid creating illegibility with either scratching or scribbling or cutting the signature. Any kind of exaggeration in signature can be avoided. And most importantly, keep only one official signature.
Nice.
Does it make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Very much, ma'am.
Thank you. Yeah. So, hope you enjoyed the session. You found value and understanding of handwriting, signatures, and please consider this as an introductory session or a understanding of the outline for signatures. Again, ये तो trailer था, picture अभी बाकी है मेरे पास. And in case there are any questions, I'm open to taking it. At the same time, I would like to share good news with you all is that between 25th to 31st December, you can, if you want to get your signature analyzed, you can connect to me, because we are having it at a very special price. This offer is valid only till 31st December. And now sharing any questions, anything that you'd like to ask?
Just wanted to ask, ma'am, if this is possible for you, if someone among us give one sample of solution signature, and you just decode that, just
Yeah, sure.
one or two something.
Yeah, we can do that.
Can I send my signature and you
Yeah,
can decode it now for me?
yeah, we can do it. If you can, highlight, someone can spotlight it from the admins.
Yes.
Like I had shared my signature in chat box.
Let me just see. Give me a moment.
Ma'am.
Asmita, Vinay, is there any way you can highlight or spotlight it? Because I'm not able to see it.
Ma'am, it's actually shared in
Ma'am,
the chat
it's
box.
Nitesh.
Yeah. My name is Nitesh. I had shared this into chat box.
Yeah. So Nitesh, what I see is that the underscore is at the last three ESH, right?
Right,
Because
right.
there's a shadow on the signature. I'm not able to see it fully.
Yes,
Nitesh,
yes.
could you please shine it in like proper light?
Okay, okay, okay. That. Yes, sending.
Ma'am, till the time Nitesh sends his
Yes,
signature, I
I
would
have
like to
sent.
ask. Yeah, can I go ahead?
Yeah. Yes, sure. Please. In case there
So,
are any other questions,
regarding
we can handle that.
encircling,
Yeah.
uh, I understood that encircling means you're putting the person can be in shell and all. But what if the letter or his initial includes O in it? Then there will be a circle, right?
No, not that way. It is not O as a circle. That is how the formation is, right? But if you're encircling, you're putting another circle on the O,
Okay.
meaning you're
Okay.
putting that letter in a circle,
Right.
inside a circle, to be more clear.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yes, Nitesh has
Nitesh,
sent it.
yeah.
Yes, I
Uh,
had sent it.
yeah. So Nitesh, what happens is in your workplace, do you go for approvals more with people? Someone has to kind of certify that okay, you're going on the right path,
Yes, yes, yes. This is
right?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. At the same time, somewhere, Nitesh, though you have confidence, but still somewhere you will always require some kind of validation from your either your friend, your relative, your parents rather, or maybe someone who's your authority. Does that happen?
Yes, you can say like yes. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Also, Nitesh, what I see from your signature here is that um, opportunities when you see or compare yourself to others, which happens often in your head, you feel that other people get opportunities faster than you have got.
Yes, and maybe you can say like I don't grab it on time. Means I got an
Yeah,
opportunity, but I don't
correct.
grab for something.
Yeah, correct. Because you're still thinking, and the other
Yeah.
person has already taken it forward.
Right, right.
है ना? Yeah. So is this making sense? Can you resonate with it completely?
Yes, right.
Right. Okay, great. And also another, just want to, kind of as a query, is it a little difficult to work, I would say, do you prefer working solo?
So you can say like in means you can say like I have two personality. I am means outside work I am very social. Means in personal life. But yeah, in professional life you can say like I work. I try to work
Yeah.
like
So you
because in
prefer,
this
even if you are in a
situation
group
I work.
or in a team, just let me complete. If you are even if you are in a group or team, you like to finish your part of it and then maybe come back,
Yes, that's also seems to be true, right?
right? Yeah. So that is what your signature tells about you.
Okay, got it.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for
Thank
sharing,
you.
Nitesh, for being spotting enough.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Any other questions anybody has?
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Yeah, this is Anand from Durgapur. I'm working
Yes.
at sale right now. So I
Yeah.
just had a question that
Yeah.
you told us about all the signature things. This is very nice to know and learn about it, and maybe we can also somewhat analyze now our own signatures. But
Yeah.
what is the path to rectify it if we have some of the mistakes that we are doing right now, or maybe some of the
Right.
things that we can change? So what is the
Right.
path for that? Kindly explain.
So you can get in touch with me and we can work on it, because as I said, it also requires to work on your mindset, because finally all your thoughts are being put into action, right, on the paper. So that can be done. At the same time, if it is already a part of your signature, then it could be that okay, if say your underscore, like Nitesh has a half underscore, है ना? It's only at the end towards SH. He can really make it full. That will help him to take those opportunities on time, being at the right place at the right time. Anand, have I answered you?
Yeah, ma'am. So you are suggesting maybe a slight change in our signatures can change our destinies also, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, thanks a lot, ma'am.
Thank you.
Good evening, ma'am. I have a
Good
question.
evening. Yes, go ahead.
As you were saying, your signature reflects your personality or whatever the writing you are, and you have given example of Amir Khan, Donald Trump. Okay, so a person is keeping his signatures throughout the life, and in his life there are some ups and downs. So when we are talking about the downtime, the same person has some uptime in a lifetime also. So how
Absolutely.
this can impact his signature?
So the thing is, like we see, if you saw Anil Ambani's signature, his signature is coming down, his underscore is going upward. है ना? So somewhere would it have been that it is always like that? No, right? There would be something different there. That is what made him successful, isn't it? But then there are these traits within him, like the encircling, where he is not able to express himself fully or doesn't have the vision like his elder brother has, which is holding him back and pulling him backward. So at least with the analysis, the pointers are there with you. Okay, where is your mindset working? Is there more clarity? Or do you require more clarity? What is it that you can do to help yourself? And like I said, at one point it might have been working for him, but it no longer is working, no? So somewhere we also need to let go of those things, no? Like we spoke in the earlier part, to upgrade ourselves is very essential, na? Right? I see your name as PR.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, okay.
Bolo, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
My girl wanted to talk to you, ma'am. So, say
Sure.
good evening.
Hello. Hi, good evening. Okay, any more questions? Anybody has any doubts? Would like more clarity on something?
Ma'am, Vinay here.
Yeah, Vinay.
Ma'am, suppose a person is having a name called like common name Kumar, but in signature he is using double letter, which is actually is not in his name. So what will happen then?
So somewhere the persona and the personality are two different things, no? So this person is living a facade, na?
So it will directly impact.
So if you have to live a dual life, मतलब आप दो कश्तियों पे सवार हो, what happens eventually?
Okay.
Right?
Means it will directly impact his life. Means
So what will happen is he will always have choices where he'll, or rather he'll have options where he'll always be struggling to make a choice most times. Now again, this is a kind of just hypothetical question. So without saying, I will not be able to tell you exactly, but this would be something like a roundabout there.
okay. Because I have seen because one of my friend do this, so that's the reason I
Yeah. So
check.
now you go back to where your friend does he keep having, or is he more confused kind of a personality,
Yeah,
always wondering what to do, yahan jaऊं wahan jaऊं,
yeah. He better
right?
ask me. Yeah, he better ask like for two, three friends of us to like what decision, what should I take to like
Exactly.
for.
Exactly. Because he's always lost. He doesn't know who he is in his true personality. And that
Okay.
could also probably be, now if he is a close friend, you will be able to connect more, where his parents think of him differently and he thinks of himself differently.
Yes, right, ma'am.
Right?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for clarifying that, Vinay.
Thanks, ma'am.
Yeah.
So any other questions? I think, ma'am, there is no such
Yeah.
no
Can
questions.
we
So,
call it a day then?
okay, ma'am. So thank you so much, ma'am. It was
Thank you.
really a wonderful session, and
Thank you.
and uh, and we'll surely look forward for more such collaborative event in future in JMA platform. And
Sure.
I want to thank our today's participant as well. So thank you so much, ma'am, once again.
Thank you. Thank
So,
you so much for having me here, and it was wonderful being with all of you. Thank
so
you.
I will request the participant to share their feedback on the session, okay, for today's session, and hope to see you in other JMA events.
Sure. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Have a
Thank you,
great weekend.
Asmita. Could you also share the feedback with me too? Once you get,
Definitely.
yeah. Thank you so
Sure.
much. So I'll take your leave. Thank you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas. Merry Christmas to you all. Thank you and namaste.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.